One last game. Winner take all. Who will win the game? Who will take the spot in the next round, ladies and gentlemen? Both teams are looking to take it. Here we go. Oh, and this is some interesting setups here. On the side of QQ7, Shimakaze, Daring, Gearing, Daring for the DDs. The Plymouth has come back along with the Des Moines and Napoli, Kremlin, and our first spotting of a Schlieffen showing up from Polarberg. Over here on the side of BN, you have the Harugumo, a Daring, a Yu Yang, another Harugumo, double Napoli, and a Yu Yang. So 5 DDs, a Kremlin, and a Schlieffen. So both teams bring in a Schlieffen. We get dueling Schlieffens, chat. Let's go. This will be a good game. So we watch the teams. They are pushing up. We will give it a second to see where they're going to go and follow along from there. Now, Daring going into B for BN, Yu Yang, Napoli, Schlieffen, Kremlin heading to C, so strong push up to C for the side of BN. Harugumo, Yu Yang, possibly second Harugumo going down to A. On the side of QQ7, they are sending a Daring and a Shimakaze mid, Napoli going north, and then Plymouth staying mid, and then Gearing, Daring, Des Moines, Kremlin going south, and a Schlieffen sitting in the middle. Does have smoke going. Now, interesting to see. It's going to depend which team smashes their strong side faster. QQ7 is going to be trying to smash down at A faster. Up here at C, or BN is going to be trying to smash faster. We'll have to watch. Now, Shimakaze Special K is going to end up here in C. Looks like they're pushing the Plymouth of Megazhou back north, and that's going to be a really good call because it might get them the time they need for their A team to push and win. But we will have to watch and see. Now, Daring's sitting at opposite ends of B. Advantage for QQ7 is the Plymouth that's in a position to hit if they detect each other, so we'll have to watch and see what happens. Yu Yang is going to be taking the radar and going through A, but he's going to run into a buzzsaw if he's not careful. And then up here at C, the Napoli Schlieffen hanging wide so they can stay unspotted. Now, as we zoom over to A, we see Torps are out. Gearing of Somalia is best, pushing in. Daring heading wide. B still being held. Plymouth of Megazhou is getting ever closer, and that's going to be uncomfortable for Chris if he's not careful. And now the Yu Yang. Is this going to be twice in a row? We're going to see a dead DD due to a Shimakaze wall of Torps. He's got the turn out. Does he get the line to dodge? This time, they get the dodge line, and he doesn't die. Now they know that there's a Shimakaze at C, but early caps are in the favor of QQ7. They will finish C, I believe, before the Yu Yang gets into it. And B is still being contested, but they are in the stronger spot. There's C finished. And now we have the radar from the Plymouth, and it does not find the Daring. Daring is just too far for the radar to find. They still got 40 seconds on it, but you're going to lose time to find it as he continues to push slowly away from that spot. And so points lead ticking to the side of QQ7. Now, the Daring has been spotted as the Daring tried to back in. Daring going to move away, dodges the first shells, but that's a 2-cap lead for the side of QQ7, even though C is being contested. And now the BN secondary division is just about in position. They're coming up through C. They're going to start to push around the edge. As far as I know, they have not been spotted at all yet. And down here, we have the gearing having been temporarily spotted. Harugumo took some damage from something, maybe a torp, not sure what, but that will get them A, which means that the points lead will stabilize for the time being at 40 points. Yu Yang of Agar has been spotted. He's going to cut away. Is he going to take a torp as he does? Looks like he's going to dodge them, and yeah. 2 caps now ticking in favor of BN. Will start to close that gap fairly quick. And you see the Schlieffen and Napoli. They are taking as long a route as possible. I suspect they've been spotted by the Shima putting the torps out there, but we'll have to keep an eye out and see. This will be interesting because that push is going to happen and happen fast when it does. Torps out towards Somalia's best. Looks like he's in a good spot to dodge them even as they come in. Yep, he's going to dodge them cleanly. No problem for him. And now he's going to stop A, which will mean the points lead will sit within 10 between the two teams. Health is about 10,000 in the favor of QQ7, but still anybody's game. Points lead will tick back over to QQ7 here as they take the cap. No torp hits right now, and it's settled down. Both teams are worried about making mistakes, except for in mid. Daring fighting Daring, though Mega Zhao is waiting for a chance to open up on him. And right now, Hoodlum is getting the better of the Chris. About a 3,000 health difference, and both of them still have the same amount of heals. So he does narrow it back down to about 2k with that last hit. But now 2 caps in the favor of QQ7. Here's the push. You see the Schlieffen and Napoli starting to push in. They're cutting down. They're going to say, we're going to wrap this map and take you out. Now, the push here is a little bit behind down at A. They're thinking about sitting there and just locking it. So that becomes interesting. What happens here is this push starts to cut down. 24 points in growing lead for the side of QQ7. Push is coming down from C, but they've managed to get the Schlieffen. QQ7's gotten their Schlieffen up and into B. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not a good sign if you are the fan of BN, because that Polarberg, and Polarberg is playing it like he plays Minnow sometimes, pushing up. He's going to be in a very strong spot here soon. Hoodlum Walrus is getting the worst end of the trade right now. Chris 6 is doing better. Chris 6 has used the heal. Hoodlum using the heal right now. Now it's turned back in favor of Hoodlum, but the early shots there were definitely a big advantage for the side of Chris. Mega Zhao now got the radar, tried to spot him, doesn't have him spot anymore. Schlieffen is pushed out and is going back down towards A. And the Yu Yang of Nab has taken something we missed while we were watching there into mid to see what happens. So as I look at this, I really like QQ7's position more because of the fact that I think this line is a lot stronger than having these ships that have taken so long to get around the edge of the map. But could be wrong. We'll see what happens here. Harugumo of Don Pato spotted. He's got a smoke ready, not using it yet, getting a hit. And smacked. We'll watch. Here come the torps. Kremlin will take a torp. Kremlin takes 2 torps down to 64,000. Shells out, though, onto that Harugumo. Don Pato dodges the shells. He's at 12k. And that health lead is about 13,000 in favor of BN now. And now they're looking at the Schlieffen of Polarberg as he's backed himself away. Polarberg taking about 10k, still very healthy, but now we see the true disgustingness of Napoli and double Schlieffen. They've got the Shima spotted, and as long as they've got him spotted, look at those secondaries just going. Secondaries going galore. He's starting to smoke up to try to get dark. 16,000 health. He's still spotted. He takes a little bit more damage, not as much as he could have taken. He is very thankful for that. But we'll see what goes here. Now, Jamie Mendoza is cut into the mid as well, so we're going to see a push down B. 120-point lead for QQ7, but they are being forced away from C, and you're going to see that push into B here. Chris doesn't have the health to do it, though. He's got the heals, but there's just so many ships here sitting at B. It's going to be rough. And we'll see what happens. Points in there. That'll pause the points lead at 126. Napoli of Maverick is at 58,000 health, cutting away. And Schlieffen and Napoli still on the 10 line, 9 minutes into game. Daring smokes up and starts opening up. He gets some shots out onto the Daring. That's some nice damage there. Get him down to 11.5k. Now, Hoodlum does have a heal, so he'll get himself up about 3.5k there. Jamie Mendoza also lining up to take Torps. He's going to take one and just one. 37,000 health. Pop the heal. Push south. And then Napoli v Napoli fight going on here. Menko gets the fire onto Maverick. Right now, it's really all just still positioning. You see that the Kremlin, Des Moines, Daring have pushed up and around A. Des Moines down to 13,000, though, with 3 heals left, so he'll still be okay. But you also see the Schlieffen, Napoli, Yu Ying, Napoli going down south. Except for the Schlieffen, who's cutting back up. But that points lead is at 160 now. 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes until QQ7 wins. Bien's got to execute the push soon if they want to. Otherwise, QQ7 is just going to continue to dig into the caps and stay alive. Mega Zhao putting the shells out towards Daring. He's got the spotting. He gets him down to 10k and change. Now he goes dark. Daring of Hoodlum goes for the shots as well. Ooh, and he gets hit dark, and he's down to 6,400. And shells once again going out to the side. Oh, and it's just short. Going out on the side of A. They're working on getting the Kremlin down. They're letting Jessenith just fire and farm him down with HE. But QQ7's about to crest 800 points, and there's 9 minutes left. It's getting uncomfortable if you are the side of BN. It's getting very uncomfortable if you're the side of BN. Yu Yang has been spotted. Nab is probably first death in this game pretty soon here. Shots out onto the Shimakaze of Special K from the Napoli secondaries. They're going to hit. Torps aren't going to matter because those are deep waters. 11k. Nab trying to get as much damage as he can on him as possible. Shima does shoot. He hasn't gotten dark yet. And Napoli... secondaries are going. Special K gets dark, down to 1,800. Do the shells hit him? 1,300. More shells out. He's down to 55 health, but he's going to get out with 55 health. And that is disaster striking for the side of BN. You lose your Yu Yang, and you don't quite finish off the Shimakaze in return. 900 points about to happen here for QQ7. BN starting to execute that push finally and move forward. Smalley is best, taking some damage from the Napoli. And now the Schlieffen of Rainmakers going to be the lead push. And we're seeing Schlieffen versus Schlieffen action right here in the mid. Early advantage to Rainmaker because he's still been full health. But that'll change fairly quickly once Mega Zhao and the Hoodlum Walrus open up. Schlieffen of Polarberg backing up. Rainmaker using a heal, hasn't DCP'd yet, down to 55k. That health lead he had is evaporating, but now Polarberg's opening himself up to other shells. And the Kremlin of Wolfman is also down to 26,000 damage, or 26,000 health. B being capped, that has given them now, they have a minute and a half left to get a kill. They're down 8,000 health, but BN is looking for that kill desperately. Schlieffen of Polarberg getting open water gunboated by a Harugumo now as he cuts away. And all the shells coming out. Napoli looking. They're trying to get that Plymouth down. Plymouth, he's going to take some side chunks, and he's down to 20,000. That's a big hit right there. Schlieffen at 32,000. Harugumo still healthy. Kremlin not in a position to hit yet. And now it's a minute until BN loses to QQ7. QQ7 looking to shut the door. Polarberg trying to survive. He doesn't have DCP for another 20 seconds. He doesn't have heal for another 20 seconds. He's at 23,000 health and on fire. He's going to dodge the torps, though, which is the important thing. And there's nobody in position to get into A, I don't think, within the next 45 seconds. I don't think the Kremlin gets there in time. They need a kill, and they need it fast. And they're looking for it on the Kremlin. Kremlin using his second last heal. He's got 75 seconds till it's ready. And, oh, they kill the Napoli on the other side while we're watching. And it doesn't matter because QQ7, ladies and gentlemen, gets the kill before the Kremlin can die. And they will be your winners. QQ7 moving on to semifinals. BN being dropped to the losers bracket. What a game. What a closeout there. Just out of nowhere, it felt like.